前で。
So, do I discourage people from coming to Japan by telling it like it is? By letting you know what's really going on? No, I don't think so. I definitely want to let people know what's going on in this place. I don't want to make it look like it's the land of milk and honey. I don't want to discourage people from coming either. I think people should come over here. And the reason why I think people should come is because I've learned quite a lot from being over here. I've learned how to conduct myself. I've learned to keep my mouth shut. I've learned to be humble. I've learned how to operate undercover. So, I definitely think people should come to Japan to experience certain things because there is a lot I didn't know before coming over here. And I think that the Japanese can teach everybody a lot of things. I think that a lot of people can learn from things that happen in Japan. And I encourage people to come over here and have a look because I believe that everybody should come to Japan at least once. Everybody should learn about Japanese culture. Everyone should work with the Japanese because I think that a lot of my growth in Japan has been with working with the Japanese, seeing how they operate, seeing how they do things, because I think a lot of people should do the same thing in their own country. The system that the Japanese have built for themselves is a system that I believe a lot of people should use. Now, when I make videos about Japan and tell people how things are in Japan, I believe that people should do the same thing in their own country. So, the fact that I don't benefit from a lot of the things that happen in Japan doesn't mean that I don't think people should conduct themselves in the same way in their own country. I myself, I wouldn't mind having a little bit of Japan in America. I wouldn't mind the nationalism that I see in Japan in America. I definitely think that every country should put their own citizens above other people. And I think every country should do that. And the fact that I point out the deficiencies that I have in Japan or the deficiencies that other foreigners will have in Japan doesn't mean that I dislike what the Japanese people are doing in Japan for their own people. I actually think that what the Japanese are doing and how they defend their culture, how they defend their system from outsiders is actually quite good. And if I was a citizen here, I could actually benefit from that. I wouldn't have any problem with it. But the fact that I'm not a citizen over here, and there are deficiencies for me when I live here, makes life a little bit difficult. And I definitely want other people to understand that. But that doesn't mean that if I benefited from that in my own country, I would dislike it. So, the fact that I tell you as a foreigner that things in Japan are not that easy shouldn't be mistaken for me not liking the Japanese system or not liking the way that the Japanese run things in Japan. It definitely works, and I think the Japanese people benefit from the system. And I also think that the same system can be implemented in other countries. And if the same system was implemented in other countries would benefit in the same way. So, of course, by me telling you how things are, doesn't mean that the system is deficient or the system should change. What I'm trying to say is that the system doesn't benefit me, but the system works for the Japanese. And if the same system was implemented in other countries, that system would also work for the people of those countries. So, I don't think anybody should get angry at me for telling it like it is, because I will continue to tell it like it is. And a lot of things in Japan, like I said, are very, very effective. A lot of things in Japan are very, very, I'd say, consistent. A lot of things in Japan work very, very well. And many, many things in Japan should be copied. Now, remember, the Japanese have copied a lot of things. And the Japanese continue to copy a lot of things. I mean, I'll give you an example. I mean, you have McDonald's, you have Burger King. Now, obviously, McDonald's and Burger King didn't start in Japan, but then you have a whole bunch of little restaurants in Japan that look like McDonald's. Loteria, etc. You have family restaurants in America, like, God, I forget the names. Been here too long. I gotta go. I gotta leave. But either way, you have family restaurants in America like Denny's. In Japan, they have Saizeria. You have Uber Eats. In Japan, they have their own version of it. Now, Lyft and Uber don't operate as much in Japan because the Japanese are trying to protect their own industries. And you can't blame them for that. I mean, think about it. Right now, right here in Japan, you could live off of $1,500 a month. You're not going to live well, but you could live. So, the Japanese are working for the Japanese. And just because, like I said again, I don't benefit from a lot of what they do for themselves over here, doesn't mean that I don't necessarily like what they're doing. But I would prefer to be in on it. But foreigners can't really be in on it, because we're foreigners. That's what I don't like. But I'm advocating for myself. I'm advocating for other foreigners. But of course, I'm not against the system at all. And I think that their system actually works. And I think that their system should be implemented in other countries for the benefit of the people of those countries. So of course, like I said again, when I tell you things and I show you things that the Japanese are doing, don't think that I'm hating or that I have an axe to grind. No, 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 no. You should look at my episodes as if, okay, you know something, we should do that in our own country for the benefit of our own people. That's the best way to look at what I'm doing. And the fact that I'm telling it like it is, I mean, I could do what some of these other YouTubers out there that are talking about Japan do. I could put people on, interview a lot of people, and then cut a lot of stuff out. I mean, I know one famous YouTuber, he's got like about 1 million or so subscribers. He's getting like way more views than I get. But the other day, I talked to one of the people that he interviewed, and he was like, oh, you know something, he interviewed me, but he cut so much stuff out. So now, he's giving you a sanitized version of what Japan is like, which I don't do. I tell you exactly what Japan is like. When you hear something about Japan from me, you know you can take that to the bank. And once you get over here, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And it's going to be like I said it was. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're Indian. I don't care if you're Chinese, Korean. The way I narrate and the way I talk about Japan is the way it is. I don't sugarcoat anything. I won't sugarcoat anything. I'm not telling you not to come here. I won't tell you not to come here. I'm not telling you this place is bad. I'm just telling you what this place is like. And of course, when you come over here, you're going to realize it's exactly what I told you it was like. And you know, one thing about Japan is that when you come over here, you will quickly realize all the opportunities that you had in your other country, in your own country, that you just didn't see. That's one thing that I've learned about being here in Japan, is that there were a lot of opportunities in America that I just did not notice, that I just did not see until I got here. And once I got over here, I started to understand, I started to see all those opportunities. And Japan definitely most certainly, after living here for a little bit, you definitely understand and you definitely can see all the opportunities that exist in your home country just by living over here. And that's a wonderful thing. And I definitely thank Japan for making me see all the opportunities that are in America. And unfortunately, right now, I can't take advantage of all those opportunities. But I definitely see a lot of those opportunities. I definitely understand the opportunities that I had that I didn't know I had. And that's one good thing about Japan, like I said. Unless you come over here, you probably won't be able to see all the opportunities that exist in your own country. And when I came over here, I thought this was it. Japan was the place. There were no opportunities in America, which I was totally wrong. There were a lot of opportunities in America. There were many opportunities in America. I just couldn't see them. And the fact that I came over here made me understand all the opportunities that there were in America. And right now, I understand all the opportunities that there were in America that I missed out on. And also right now, because of the limitations that there are in Japan, I understand all the things that I could have done that I didn't understand I could do. So me presenting these videos to you in the way that I present these videos to you should be a wake-up call to you, so that you don't come to Japan blind like I did. When I came to Japan, there weren't videos like this with information about Japan to inform me of the culture, to inform me of the pitfalls, to inform me of what can happen, what will happen. Honestly, when I came here, I knew a little bit about Japan, but I thought I knew a lot about Japan. And I didn't realize how little I knew about Japan till I really lived here, till I worked here, till I interacted with the people, till they had power over me. Then I understood a whole new, different reality. And right now, some people don't like the fact that I tell you the reality, because some people think I'm like crushing dreams. No, I'm expanding your horizon. I'm letting you know exactly what you should, what you shouldn't do, what you can and what you can't expect, how you should conduct yourself, what's possible, what's impossible, what's reasonable, what's unreasonable, what your limitations are, what your limits are. And listen, as a foreigner, there are a lot of limits on you, placed on you in Japan. And most certainly, you have to understand that. And most certainly, I think that when you come to this place, you really have to inform yourself. I spoke to a lady yesterday that told me that she's coming to Japan because of safety reasons in her country. Now, I understand that there are safety issues in certain countries, but I also don't think that you need to come to a different country. You need to come to Japan just to be safe. With a little bit of common sense, you can most certainly live safely in whatever country it is that you live in. And the fact that you're from that country, you know exactly what you can, what you can't, what you should, and what you shouldn't do. And of course, Japan is definitely safe, but I'm not going to tell you that it's necessarily comfortable for you to live here. I'm also not going to tell you that the political system here is bad, because most Japanese people are content with it. So us foreigners are only like a minority here, so if we believe in democracy, we're not going to, and I shouldn't say that the country should change in order to accommodate us. So I think that videos like this, with people like myself who have a love and hate relationship with this country, should serve as a warning and should serve as education, because a lot of people are not going to tell you the things that I tell you. A lot of people are not going to discuss the things that I discuss. And in order for you to truly live here the way that you want to live here, and to get what you really want out of this place, it is important for you to properly understand what Japan is really like. So again, my videos aren't here to discourage you. My videos are definitely not here to make you dislike or like. They're here to inform. They're here to tell you what it's like. I don't mince words. I also don't put stuff out there that I cannot prove or that you yourself can't prove. All the things that I put out on Japan are realistic. They're true. And they're real. So when you come over here, my videos will definitely help you come here with the right attitude, the right expectation, the right knowledge in order for you to really benefit from what Japan is really, really like. So, again, I don't hate Japan. I love it sometimes. I hate it sometimes. The people here are wonderful sometimes. They're horrible sometimes. They can make your life hell on earth, and occasionally you'll be in heaven with them, literally. So once you understand that, you will be able to live here properly. You will be able to live here well. And you'll have the proper expectations of what you can and what you can't do. So when you listen to Chase, when you watch Chase, and if you watch all my episodes on Japan, you're going to be totally qualified. You're going to know exactly what you can and can't do in the land of the rising sun. And nobody else tells it like it is. I might get less views than some of these young cats out here, for sure, because they know how to work the system. But that doesn't mean that the information you're getting from me is substandard. You're getting the right info. You're getting the best info on Japan coming from the guy who knows all about Nippon. Ja, mata yoroshiku ne. Mata aimashou. Tsugi. Anyway, see you next time. See you in the next episode. Chase the Traveler, coming to you from Sanomiya live. I'm kidding, I'm not live.